pollution does not really just affect us immediately, which is respiratory issues like cough and a burning sensation in the eyes and sore throat. But now as Sneha Murdani is joining me in this Health Boost segment, Sneha, this means that heart attack or a brain stroke are possibilities. We are not going to alarm anyone, but the fact is this, why do you think this is? Is it because of how particulate matters, how intense that can get for us?
That's right. So it's a particulate matter, and this has been researched and documented. So it's not just anecdotal evidence or just speculation about this having an impact on heart health. Pollution does lead to cardiac arrest, and there is enough research and more to back it. In fact, all cardiac ailments across the world, whatever is reported, 20% of which is because of air pollution alone. So 80% could be different reasons, lifestyle related, but 20% is purely air pollution. So what do these pollutants do to your heart? First of all, the data. It can make, of course, blood vessels narrow and hard, affecting the blood flow in the body. Also, it aids in blood clotting. Clotting, we know, is what then eventually leads to heart ailments. Also, there is the possibility of clot formation, like I said. Data talks about the fact that 6 million people in the world actually die due to air pollution. Among the reasons for death is cardiac ailments. As we know, it's one of the growing reasons for deaths among people across the age spectrum. Even the young are dying of heart attacks. India, of course, is at risk. We all know, Pooja, that it has got maximum number of cities which are polluted. Even as per the WHO, none of our cities really, our major cities, have got safe air. So as far as heart health is concerned, the other reasons why is because the blood, the way the PM 2.5, like I told you earlier also, the manner in which it travels, extremely fine. It gets into your bloodstream and imagine to different places that it goes to eventually. Then this, of course, includes your heart. The pressure on the heart muscle starts to increase, which, of course, is the homework done essentially, or the work essentially done, or the ground readied for cardiac ailments and cardiac arrest. This, of course, affects the electrical system of the heart also, that has control on the heartbeat. So that's how cardiac arrest, and doctors have spoken about it, is directly linked to air pollution. Studies have been done in areas with very high air pollution, linking it to heart disease.
And that is one of the reasons that we must annually get our heart checked also. Test as much as possible.
Beyond a certain age.
Beyond a certain age, if you're living in a vulnerable area, that is something that doctors would advise, but not advising for for younger people to do it. But doctors, of course, this is something that has to be done depending on various factors, how vulnerable you are, etc. That the doctors essentially will advise. So if there is heart attack or heart issues, heart ailments, there is something that even more scary that could be impacting because of pollution, and that's the brain stroke.
Yes.
Is there a connect really? Have the doctors told you that one can get a brain stroke if there is long-term exposure to pollution?
Absolutely. Again, there is research backing it, and doctors are just trying to, in the last few days or so, like our reports have been putting out, they're just trying to highlight and talk about the long-term impact of air pollution, because most people, and we don't want to sound alarmist at all, most people tend to believe that, a couple of weeks and this goes away. The fact is that it stays with you. And this is because people aren't instantly dying like we saw perhaps in the second wave of COVID. So that's the reason why many people don't understand the seriousness of it. You're right in saying that it has an impact on brain health. Brain strokes has been linked to air pollution. There is again data surrounding it. Also that ambient pollutants essentially trigger the risk of future events. And this, of course, involves the brain as well. Now, apart from this, we know cognitive function is directly impacted by air pollution. Enough and more studies have reflected that in areas where there are high air pollutants, there are more instances of Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's. The National Brain Tribunal has said that mental health and the impact on brain, cognitive functions must be studied, and their link with air pollutants must be established. In fact, again, I'm throwing some data at our viewers that stroke risk has been increased by nearly 30% when people had been exposed to nitrogen dioxide. Now, what is nitrogen dioxide? It isn't something that your N95 mask is going to keep out. PM 2.5 it will. Nitrogen dioxide is a gaseous chemical. That's the gas that you're breathing. That's the toxic gas that you are breathing. Vehicular pollution. People who are exposed to vehicular pollution even when there is no stubble burning, or industry pollution, because there are different sources of pollution apart from what we're seeing right now. So this has a direct impact
and this
on
is
your
the
brain
reason.
health as well.
This is the reason. This is not about ideologies or class or any of those differences. This can impact anyone and everyone, and that is why
immediate steps need to be taken. We must not have this as an annual occurrence or next year. Thank you so much, Sneha Mordani, on that.